Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to the Spacefaring Ant Farm. I'm actually just going to do a pre-recorded video here for Oxygen Not Included this week because I'm away traveling for business and I'm not going to have a chance to do the live stream on Tuesday night the way I normally would. So I wanted to make sure we were continuing progress on our colony and seeing what we can do to try to get things moving forward. When we left things last time, we're in a bit of a precarious position. We finally got to the point where we've recovered our food stores, so we've got a decent amount of food now. But that's not going to last for very long because, as you can see, we got a problem with pressure in our colony now, and that's predominantly because our oxygen supply has dipped so low. Now, we actually had the electrolyzer set up here to start producing some oxygen, but we're not at a point where that's running just yet. So we don't have an oxygen flow coming off of that. We have some duplicants heading out. I have prioritized them to hunt up here and find ourselves a little bit of algae to keep the base operational for the short time it's going to take us to get everything taken care of here, but this is going to take maybe a little bit more than I wanted to. We've only got 85, what is it? We've got 82.5 kilograms to 82.8 kilograms of algae, which is not really enough to produce much oxygen. And these things aren't even running right now. Resource low algae, but for whatever reason, why aren't these running? I know the algae's low, but they have power. Let's just double check our power situation here. They're getting power. We have algae. It doesn't say they're waiting for delivery. It just says resource low algae. And yet they're not running. Why is that? Let's prioritize these up to an 8. You know what? Let's make these a 9. We really, like, without that oxygen, our colony's not going to survive more than a couple of minutes here. We really don't want a really disastrous scenario. Okay, so we also have an issue down here where we've gotten some 6 duplicates. So Matt Chang has just contracted slime lung, I think. Iliastar's not far behind. Bulmaveg's at 14%, so he's not far behind. I think I need to block people out of this space out of here for a little while. So we're going to take this door, and we're going to set default so that people can go that way. Whoops, no. People can go that way to leave the area, but they can't go into the slime lung area. We'll give people a chance to recover. Now, we do have medical beds up here, which is good, because we're desperately going to need them. Hospital is going to be a really big thing right now. Slime lung. Iliastar contracted slime lung by breathing oxygen. There he is. He's off to bed. Suffocating. We have oxygen issues in general here right now. I kind of feel like I should get this thing fired up maybe. Where's our power situation here? This is all connected to a power supply. We've got too much power running through all this right now, but it is connected. Why is this saying it's like... No, it's not quite joined right there. They have one little connection left to make there. That's why it's not saying that it's good. It's still in the red. Let's check our plumbing situation. We do have plumbing set up. So we have this set up to take the overflow right now. But I think what I'm going to do is make sure we have a double supply of water. I'm going to start using this germy water. I mean, germy air is going to be better than no air. Unfortunately, these germs are only food poisoning, so with any luck, it won't cause too many issues. You know, we'll connect in right here. That'll give us a supply of water there. Our water supplies really are starting to dwindle, though. We're going to need to start to refine that a bit. Over here, I had this pump set up so that we could start to pump some of the dirty water into this sieve to make double use out of it. But again, why was I breaking that? Oh, yes, I was going to put... I was going to put in here a pipe bridge, but I don't think we'll need one. Just double check this quickly. Yeah, so we have that set up. If they can get the piping here set up. I mean, our number one priority right now, though, is they've got to get that oxygen. There we go. One of them is finally running. Awaiting algae delivery. All right, so this one's still sitting and waiting. And we have 376 kilograms of algae, so they got some. But at least now they have a place they can go. They can get a little bit of oxygen. The trouble is going to be that the people that have to go to the medical beds, they're not going to be doing so well. Okay, so Iliastar was sick. Let's make sure he's assigned to a bed. Iliastar's assigned to that bed. Assigned to that bed. You know what, let's make these priority 9. We'll make sure that when they're sick, they really need to go to the bed. And that they need to get treatment right away, too. Who's suffocating right now? All this bad air right here. Things are not pretty. We left things in a really bad place at the end of the last stream. I mean, I think we're really in a spot now where things could go very, very dire anytime. Bulma of eggs contracted slime lung. We have 3 different people with slime lung now. If they don't get treatment, they're gonna get very sick. Death will be imminent. Is there something growing down here? Well, it was growing. I set this up here to try to take some of the pressure too. Oh, come on. Enough with the suffocating. We know that we're low on air, okay? We do have air though. Just not apparently in the little hospital room, which is really bad. We basically said to all of our patients, look, I want you to go up here, and this is where you're gonna die. Oh, wait a minute, we have a power issue here. This wire is broken. Let's get that fixed as a priority because that's our oxygen supply right there. Get that fixed as a priority, please. Somebody go repair that thing. You're all running by. Oh, somebody dropped off materials. Come on, guys, you gotta fix it. You need that oxygen. I think it might be a small miracle if I manage to pull this out because this is all going very, very bad right now. We might need a whole lot more of these gravestones. I have 2 ready right now, but we might need a few more. That slime lung will kill the duplicants in 10 days if they don't get proper treatment. They're using the hospital bed, but I haven't seen a duplicant go and apply aid for them just yet. Probably because we have them running to get oxygen to keep the rest of the colony alive. All right, they fixed that wire, so that's good. This is running now. We are apparently... why am I building that out of gold amalgam? I have absolutely no idea. Let me cancel this wire in here. All right, and we'll go back into our power systems. Transformer, I'm good with building this out of gold amalgam if we have it. We don't. We're at 0. So let's make it out of iron ore. So build that out of iron ore, and then our wiring, there's no reason to make that out of... Oh, where are we here? There's no reason to make that out of gold amalgam. We can just make it out of copper. There we go. So that will get that taken care of. But first I gotta break through this wall. When they get that built, I have to add in... We use copper wire on our heavy watt wire, and we'll build a little wire extension here. That's going to connect to another one of these fancy little heavy watt joint plates to pass through that wall. I know, guys, the air is really, really bad right now, but we are producing some, so you guys can survive. As much as we're getting those really annoying and loud alarms, you will survive. Now, body temperature is going to be an issue in here now because this. Oh, what's that? There we go. Wow, the middle of our colony is looking pretty warm right now. It's funny that it's cooler down here. But for now, not a good place right here. All these plants in here are going to stifle, and the ones below it are not far behind. These are halted because of fertilization and pressure. Because we have our colony doing too many other things. Slime lung. Another one person got slime lung. Vanimar's got it. Oh, yeah. Ari's going to get it. Crafty Harper's going to get it. We're all out of medical beds. Colony, yeah, I know we're on medical beds. I just said that. We might outlive. This is going to be really bad. Plus, we just ran out of power for the coal generator. I've sort of backed myself into a corner here. The germs in here are actually a lot more aggressive than they used to be. That's kind of creating sort of that ideal poor scenario. If you know what, if we can get some different oxygen production going here, that would be good. Let's maybe try and prioritize this up. I have so many things prioritized right now. Like, I don't know that this is even gonna... I don't know this is gonna fly. Too many things I've got them trying to work on building right now. They finished this pipe connection over here, so that's theoretically good. We probably don't have enough coal generation going on to support all this, so we're gonna need a second coal generator. Oh, I was hoping we still had more iron ore. 514. Why is that all committed to something else? Why can't I use that? I don't have gold amalgam and I don't have iron ore. This is broken because we sent... This was actually turned on. I sent CO2 into it. Good times. Alright, I'm going to throw another med bed in here somewhere. I got to find a place to put it, though. I guess it'll have to be over here because they don't really have too many other places to put it. And there is oxygen over there, so that duplicant might actually be the better breathing of the bunch. You know, I'm going to make this whole floor in here out of the airflow tile. Let's try to get some of the air movement in here. Unrefrigerated food. Now we have an issue where, well, the food's going down quickly again. Oh, someone else is sick. You got the sneezes. Who is that? Vanamar. Oh yes, they have slime lung. So yeah, their situation is not pretty good. We don't have a supply of water down here. This needs to get broken as a matter of priority. I have too many things happening as a matter of priority. That's the trouble when you fall into this kind of a position where you're not doing well. You spend a whole lot of time with too many different priorities trying to get things done. So my focus for today, though, is going to be trying to stabilize our oxygen situation. Producing more power so we can pump the CO2 down here to make our mushrooms grow a little bit better. They'll still need fertilizer, which is out of reach right at the moment, but at least we can build up the CO2 pressure down there. Obviously, we need to take care of the slime lung issue that's going on, and then trying to stabilize our oxygen supply. I think that's where we're going to be at today. And hopefully we can get that tackled without too many duplicants dying, because I have a feeling we're going to lose at least a couple. Alright, cycle 79 here now, and we've deconstructed the pitcher pump. We need to build a new one that's going to be able to reach, because we're going to need that water supply for... Well, the plants are taking care of it here, because they're getting a supply of water. Not that they really need it, I don't think. I mean, the bristle blossom requires it, but not the mealwood. It just requires dirt, which we're not really delivering, but it doesn't really matter so much because it's too hot in here and this stuff's not even growing. Big problem. But we'll get a pitcher pump going. We're going to need that for food. And food is a really big problem right now because it's dropping fast. We're down to 3,500 kilocalories again, so I'd really better get that taken care of quickly. We still have this little segment of pipe they haven't finished in order to get our oxygen production running up here, which is also going to require power. Too many things I need them to do all at the same time. Not a pretty situation right now. We do at least have a bit of oxygen, so we stabilize that way, but the poor people sitting up in the hospital, they're not really getting a good flow of air up here. Once this gets fixed, they'll have the best oxygen, because we'll have all of it coming down through the tile that's at the bottom here. But until then, it's going to be ugly, ugly for them. All right, we successfully built the pitcher pump. Now, why are these not building yet? What's our priority on these? 7. Let's put a priority on these. Let's get some oxygen going. I need some kind of oxygen supply that doesn't rely on algae. I mean, we have 653 kilograms of it now, so theoretically it can work for a bit. I need people to kind of run on the treadmills to produce the power right now because we're not even supplying coal up here, even though we have a supply of it. Maybe I should make that priority 9, keep that filled. This is a situation now where I'm putting too many things at high priority, and it's gonna bite me for sure. I normally don't like to do that. I like to try to keep my priorities relatively middle ground, and then I'm only prioritizing a few things that I really need doing. But right now we're kind of racing to catch up, and I need them to take care of a couple things quickly. And in the process, they're probably not taking care of any of it. Yeah, good times. This is gonna take a little ladder here so they can reach that. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's one spot too high. The temperature in here is going to be a real issue. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that just yet. We don't have access to a cold biome, so I can't just steal some ice and throw an ice sculpture in there. Temperature below here is going to start to get affected also. What's our temperature? Temperature's like 25 here, and up here it's 30. So there's a 5-degree difference, but this lower area that's cool right now is going to get warmer and warmer as everything keeps happening up here. I'm not sure why this space is quite so warm, unless it's just getting warm air from the surrounding area. And we still don't have that med bed in place. So let's get that built. Because if we don't, that 4th duplicant who has slime lung, I think it was Vanamar that got it last, they're going to wind up dead. Erwin's going to get there too. So we're going to need another med bed. Oh my gosh. We're going to have our whole colony on sick leave here very soon. Dig this out, make enough space for another med bed. Medicine, medbed. Now these ones aren't going to be in like a hospital placement, unfortunately. But it just kind of is what it is. We got to make do. Food poisoning. We got food poisoning. Oh, everyone got food poisoning, so they didn't even get slime lung. Well, that's probably a good thing. What's our germ situation like in here? I mean, I'm not entirely sure where they got the food poisoning from. Oh, there's a little bit on the pump here, which is really weird. disinfect that thing, thank you. They must have got a transfer to them from a duplicate that's running around that's a little germy. We've got food poisoning germs floating in the air here. Which is strange, because normally they die off in the air. I mean, where are they getting... Oh. Why is there polluted water sitting there? I need a place to empty my polluted water. I never got around to doing that, I don't think. I thought... Oh, no, I did. It's out here. And I locked the door, so the duplicants can't go there. Consequently, they're not cleaning up. But there's only, like, one jug there. Oh, no, there's a bunch of them. Look at all that polluted water. Why did I leave all that in there? I don't even remember why. But I've caused a germ situation now because I didn't get it taken care of. Our piping is now finished. Only the water's not flowing. Why is that not flowing? Throwing up. Oh, great. Who's throwing up? Oh, that is a terrible place for you to vomit. Right above our water supply. Which I still didn't block off to keep it separated. Let's get this cleaned up fast. Clean fast. Stop vomiting and clean up your mess. No, somebody get this. Alright, this needs to be a 9. Get to it quick. Oh, no. It's gonna leak for sure. Get there, get there, get there. Yes. Okay, this ladder's gotta go. Deconstruct that ladder. Let's put a normal floor in here. Oh boy, I hate when my duplicates die on me, but I think I think the way that this colony has kind of progressed, it's almost inevitable. There are a few things I didn't solve for early enough, and I was just kind of building at random, playing around with some of the new features and things, and that's caused some problems. Pressure's building up here in CO2, but we're not really in a place to make use of it down here just yet, so that's no good. They are getting water, which is good. We have 2 hospital beds made, so we're ready to take on all the sick people. Do we have the ability to make any of these vitamins? We need coal and balm lily flower, but I don't think I picked up any balm lily flower just yet. Edibles. Balm lily seeds we have. But do we have any balm lily flowers? Cultivatable soil, agriculture, no. Edible. You know what? I have no idea where those would even be. But we have balm lily seeds. There's reed fiber. I'm throwing up. Who's throwing up now? Oh, you're still throwing up? Oh, right. Erwin's got food poisoning, so she's going to be throwing up a bunch, and they still haven't fixed the floor over here yet. Mop, this is a 9, please. Please keep the vomit out of the mess. Oh, no, that was a tiny little bit. Score. All right, so they're mopping it up and creating polluted water bottles, but now we don't have... They're not dumping them because I have those trapped out here. I wish I had an interior space, but I don't really have the time to make it right now. Okay, the pipe connection that I had set up here to feed our electrolyzer up top, for some reason when this pipe was connected, it wasn't allowing the flow of water. I guess it gets confused at this junction point. It can't decide whether it's supposed to go left or right. Where in this case, you know, it was definitely supposed to, you know, go to the right and go up. So I broke the pipe here for now, and that gives us a flow of water that we're pumping out of this space below here. So we're producing oxygen up top. You can see that building up in this overlay. We do need to get rid of the dirt that's in here so that we can make sure we have a good flow through of oxygen. That needs to go there. What are we missing here? Tile, a reachable build because it's buried, and it's also gold amalgam. I don't need that. Let's cancel this. So airflow tile out of copper. We want as much oxygen flow onto the bottom of this as we can get. And then our power line in here needs to be made out of copper also. This needs to be fixed up top here. We have a repair issue here. Let's fix this as a priority 9. Get that fixed right away. We'll turn this into priority 9. At least we're producing oxygen now. Something that's not being driven by algae. And up top here, we're starting to get some hydrogen buildup too, which is good. Colony requires med beds. Oh man, we have more sick people. This is like a plague sweeping our colony. I think it's almost a certainty that we're gonna wind up with death. I didn't treat the germs with enough consideration this time around. Because the last few colonies that I played, the germs have really been a non-factor. They are definitely not that this time. We have a morb in place now, a couple morbs down here too, which are causing issues, probably because the toilets got really dirty. So we've got morbs in the colony, which are producing polluted oxygen. And these guys are a germ host too. No surface germs. I thought there was something in here that said something about them being a germ host. But they're going to be a problem, so they need to go. Let's attack both of these guys. Get rid of the morbs. If I could trap them in their own separate little space, and then clean the polluted oxygen they're producing in order to have another ongoing oxygen supply in the colony, that would be okay, but I'm not really in a position to do that. So for right now, the polluted oxygen is more of a problem because it's creating a better carrier for germs inside our colony, and our colony is already really sick, so that's really not good. We're also completely out of food. Right down to 0 kilocalories. We're 41,000 down to nothing in no time flat. Because we had all this stifle. Our whole farm situation is not pretty. As our oxygen pressure builds up, that will certainly help our pressure levels down here. But we have 1,000 grams per tile of CO2 up here now. How are we doing collection of iron? Not so much. Our algae is sitting at 86 kilograms again, so we need to prioritize that. This is getting really repetitive here. You guys are going to need to build a floor here, or you're not going to be able to reach. So get to that also. So still in a situation where our oxygen is really our #1 need. These guys are all waiting for water. We still have a morb hanging out up here. Lots of sneezing going on. I think I think our colony's in real trouble. We have a whole lot of dirty duplicants that are spreading germs around, so I'm going to try and connect up my water supply here and see if I can get some fresh water flowing back into this circular system I had running. Because we need something here. We gotta get a win. If I can get the duplicants showering again, that'll clean the germs off them. We've got suffocation going on. Where? Oh, up there. All right, so outside of that space, we have oxygen being produced in here. We're getting a real buildup of hydrogen up top. Oxygen, actually the hydrogen's spreading down bottom too because we don't have enough pressure down here. That's fantastic. This needs to be turned on. I don't have a filter on it right now because it's going to take too much power, but for now, we just have to make do. We'll turn that on. That's going to pump hydrogen into our broken machine, which isn't getting fixed. It's waiting gold amalgam. That's why it's not getting fixed. That's a real problem. Okay, this door needs to open. Actually, you know what? Let's go with, let's see, who's not really sick right now? Well, everybody is. Or we can take, that's stress. We can take Nicholas Cox, I guess. Let's say that Nicholas can go both ways, in terms of going through the door. And we'll send him out here to get some gold amalgam. Because we're going to need it. Gotta have it. I should probably double check jobs for Nicholas and make sure he can actually do that too. Let's see. Nicholas Cox is right here. He doesn't do combat. Nobody's doing combat. That's when they're not killing the morbs. Alright, let's just turn that on for everybody. Nicholas Cox doesn't do cooking. Building supplying. He will do digging. Okay, good. All kinds of combat going on now. They're just blowing the heck out of those morbs. The morbs are gone. Bye-bye morb. This guy needs to go too. I can't deal with him right now. He's making too much polluted oxygen in here. Man, they really prioritize combat over everything else. That's why it's first in the list on the left, I guess. So we got rid of the morbs. This guy's going out to get some gold, so we can hopefully get... Now, what are you doing? Don't worry about disinfecting, okay? Oh, let's see. Jobs. Let's turn you off of disinfecting for now. Care, cook, art, research, operate, farm, tidy, build, supply. I guess how do I do that? I can't. You know what we can do? We can set our germ level a little bit higher. So we've gone to germs, disinfect at... No, you know what? No, the germs out here are just ridiculously high. There's no way that... I even have these set at a high priority. What is going on here? There's a priority 9, but he's choosing to disinfect the undisinfectable. rather than dealing with what's going on over here. Come on, buddy. That's just really, that's really obnoxious. Let's disable disinfect there. Go dig up the gold. You're right there. Where are you going? Go back and get the gold. That's why I let you through the door. Oh, he's going for a snack. Bringing the germs with him, naturally. Oh, no wonder everybody's getting food poisoning. This is... I wish you could set disinfecting as a priority. But you really can't. And the food machine that's producing the food is totally infected with food poisoning. So would you stop? Okay, look. All this needs to have disinfect disabled. I gotta pick them one at a time. Are you kidding me? Oh man, one at a time I gotta go through and disable disinfect on these. That's just brutal. Alright. Seriously, there's so much better use of this guy's time. He's running around here disinfecting stuff that has like millions of germs on it. Just go get the gold. Alright, I think this is starting to look really ugly in here now. Oxygen's really, really bad. We're out of algae. They're not going to get any more. We've got all this hydrogen buildup here that I think has come down from up above. This is all hydrogen up here. There's some carbon dioxide in here that's kind of creating a bit of a buffer between the hydrogen and the oxygen, but we have this room completely filled up with hydrogen. I had to turn off the electrolyzer because they haven't gotten the gold amalgam to fix the heavy watt, or to fix our little generator. And you know what? I think maybe the better solution here might be just to build another one. Oh, they have gold amalgam now. Why can't they fix this? It's even priority 9. They're not fixing it. You know what? Let's just deconstruct this thing. When they get that taken apart, we'll just build a new one, priority 9. That'll at least let me start using up some of the hydrogen that's here. We've got duplicants that are, like, so many sick duplicants right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sick duplicants, and the rest of them are headed there. This colony is doomed to death. Look at the germs. The germs are going crazy in here, too. Oh, man, someone else made a mess over here. They puked in our water again. Like, we can't keep things clean enough because so many duplicants are sick. Let this be a lesson. Don't let your duplicants get this sick. You definitely need to treat the germs with a little bit more respect than you did in the prior updates because it's gotten a lot more aggressive. They're puking like crazy down this ladder. That's ridiculous. It's gonna flow into our fresh water down here, of which there's already some in there. That's amazing. Polluted water. Great. We have polluted water down here in our fresh water. At least I can mop it. That's something. Get that cleaned up, hopefully. Somebody must have puked while they were down here. Oh, they're just keep puking on that ladder. They go there to breathe, and then that's what they're vomiting. We're watching the end of days for the spacefaring ant farm, I think. Food has gotten super low again. Oxygen's a primary concern. We can't keep up with the sick people. There's so many people that are sick, they're not doing the work properly. Oh no. The base is full of hydrogen and CO2. If they don't get some of this algae up here, which they're just very slowly making their way toward, and I have that priority 9, then this whole colony is going to die. It's going to be the end. It's probably just as well we weren't streaming so you didn't have to see this live. Oh, we got morbs in the bathroom again, even though we killed the ones that were in there. This is, oh man, I really want to turn off the alerts. They're just going nuts. I'm not even going to bother mopping anymore. This is disgusting. They're puking like crazy. We got to get air. We've got to get the air. Let's cancel everything that's going on in the colony. If they don't get the algae, it's going to be a problem. Cancel it all. Just go get the algae. Somebody. This is even priority 9 up here, but nobody's working. They're all too sick. Everybody called in for a sick day. What are they building? Oh my gosh, did they actually start fixing the hydrogen generator? That's a miracle. Not that it's going to matter at this point. We're going to produce power and have no use for it, but... Huzzah. This isn't moving because the pipe is blocked. That's why it stopped pumping out the CO2. Or not the CO2, the hydrogen. Slime lung. Somebody else got sick again. Everybody is going to die. There's going to be no one left to bury them. Erwin has food poisoning. They were over here somewhere. There's puke all over the place. This is going to be the end. We're not even going to make it to 100 cycles on this colony. This is bad. Oh, there it is. Duplicants have died. Trayvon's suffocated to death. Everybody's going to die the same death. There's just no air, and they're not going to get it. It's the end. The end of our colony. No. Poor spacefaring ant farm. There's really not a whole lot that went right with this colony. I made a number of mistakes the whole way that I was building it along. And I knew that I was, because I was just kind of rushing around to play with the new stuff. But I actually didn't think that the germs were going to be as aggressive as they are. And I think we need to make sure that we treat them with a little more respect. Like blocking off water containers so that there's people don't have access to get in there and get the nastiness in there. If they happen to have an accident and pee on the floor, we don't want that going in our water. Obviously, we want to keep the colony relatively germ-free if we can. We really should deal with, instead of going out into the swamp biome the way I did, we should dig into other biomes first and try to leverage the resources that are there. Go to iron instead of gold amalgam to make things. And then when we're ready, and we can actually set up a clean environment. Oh man, look at this mess. I don't know what's going on there, but the clean water all jumped up out of the dirty water. Once we have a clean environment set up, but we can get a proper airlock set up to kind of manage the germs. At that point, oh, plants have died. Oh, yeah, they're drowning down here. They're drowning in vomit. The plants have been vomited on so much. Oh, look, he's sitting in the vomit eating. Oh, that's so bad. There's almost nowhere for them to go to breathe. I mean, they could go down here. There's a bit of polluted oxygen there they can suck up. Same thing down here. Ironically, just from those little pockets of like dirt that have been sitting on the ground. Oh, look at the vomit everywhere. It's a plague. A plague is taking over our colony. They're all gonna die. We have morbs inside here and everything. I'm surprised only one person's died so far. This is pretty crazy. Surely, oh, now they got hypothermia from hanging out of the vomit too much. That's good. They're all running down here. Oh, gross. Gross. The funny thing is, there was actually a strategy for the game early on where the idea was to get your duplicates to vomit everywhere because germs were a non-issue. They didn't really exist. You got them to vomit everywhere so you could get a supply of water because water was so scarce in the early versions of the game. You had to do all kinds of weird and creative things to try to draw out the water because it was going to be the thing that killed your colony. I feel bad for these guys. We didn't do a very good job of managing this colony. The next one's going to have to be handled a little bit better. More duplicants have died. Who died this time? Bolvego Taku, we only have 11 duplicants left alive in here. He died in the bathroom, too. What a way to go. Laying in somebody's vomit. I'm surprised they're not all suffocated. There's actually oxygen over here. How is this? Polluted oxygen hanging out right in here. Right in the little living quarters, they have polluted oxygen. Another one died. Matt Chang starved to death. Oh, we've got starvation. We've got suffocation. We've got hypothermia. We've got slime lung. We've got all kinds of good death causes in here. Angel of Darkness, this is your ideal colony. Right here. Well, we've reached the end of the spacefaring ant farm. Our colony was lost, and ironically, it wasn't even the suffocation that killed most of them. It was, I don't think anyone died of suffocation, actually. It was all starvation. They all got so sick that they weren't going to do other jobs. We lost all of our farms because they weren't producing enough oxygen, so all of our gas pressure went down. They were still able to find little pockets of polluted oxygen they could breathe in, so they didn't really die of suffocation. Instead, they weren't getting enough food because we just weren't producing it anymore, and that killed them all. They all died of starvation. So, a poor end to our spacefaring ant colony. We'll have to go back and start a new colony again next week when I'm back next time to stream. And hopefully we'll plan this one a little bit better. We'll take a little more care with our germs, make sure we focus on getting a good supply of food early on if we're going to take in as many duplicates as we did early on this time. Definitely the pace of the game has changed a little bit from what I'm used to. It got to the point where I was able to run on autopilot, and the colony largely never really had any issues. We could just kind of coast through most of the challenges. But thanks everyone for coming to watch Thanks everyone for watching the video. Again, I'll be back next Tuesday to do another live stream with oxygen not included. But in the meantime, I'm as always CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.